the time that I'm filming this, I leave for my senior year of college in literally 2 days. Have I started packing? No, don't worry about it. I don't have that much room in my dorm to bring all of my unread books with me because there are just too many of them. And I know I'm gonna get more while I'm up there because I'm an English major, so I'm gonna have to get books for my classes. And I work at a bookstore when I'm up at school, and it's impossible for me to go a single shift without bringing something home because of that sweet, sweet discount that I get. So these are the books that I'm gonna bring to school with me and my current fall TBR. Will I follow it? Probably not. Am I gonna try to follow it? Also probably not. But I'm bringing them with me. So this is my book cart. It currently holds every single unread book that I own. So we're gonna fill up just this top one of stuff that I'm gonna take with me because the bottom ones I use for textbooks and stuff, so whatever. But yeah, I can fit about 10 books here, so that's where we're gonna put my 10 fall TBR books. Exciting. It's green. I love it. The first book I'm bringing is Divine Rivals by Rebecca Ross. I keep seeing this on TikTok and people are saying it's perfect to hold you over until the next Fourth Wing book comes out, so I grabbed it. Even the girl at Barnes & Noble checking me out was like, oh, did you get this because of TikTok, because of Fourth Wing? And I'm like, don't worry about it. But I've heard nothing but good things about this book, so I have high hopes for it. It's basically a fantasy book about these two journalists during a war between gods, and they communicate through like a magic typewriter. That's literally all I know about it. I'm going in blind. I know it's enemies to lovers. I know that. This is probably going to be my first read of the semester. I already have like my little tabs in there. I'm ready. The next book I have is Silence of the Lambs by Thomas Harris. If you've watched my previous videos, you know that I'm reading this series because I'm obsessed with the TV show, even though they are completely different. I'm trying to read the entire series, and I want to do a video when I finish the series comparing it to the show because, you know, just English major things, I have to turn everything into an essay. But Silence of the Lambs, that's the one everyone knows. You've at least heard of the movie. I'm not gonna even try to explain it to you. This cover is scary, and that disappoints me because I like imagining Hannibal to look like this. This isn't hot. What am I supposed to do with this? I'm just gonna keep imagining Mads Mikkelsen as I read the book. But I love spooky mystery stuff. If you know me, you know I'm a big like horror girly, so this is perfect. I'm excited. Next, I have Ink Blood Sister Scribe by Emma Torrance, which I hope I'm pronouncing correctly. I got this from Book of the Month months ago. I have barely read any of my Book of the Month books, and I feel so bad about it. I have so many of them. So I picked out a couple, and this is one of them that I'm gonna bring with me. It's about these two sisters, and they're kind of estranged, but they are tasked with guarding their family's library, which has magic books in it, and they find out family secrets. That's all I know about it, but it seems really cool, and the cover is pretty. It's also a debut novel by this author, so I'm super excited to read it. Next, I have Wish of the Wicked by Danielle Page. This is actually an ARC that I just got from Bloomsbury Publishing. It comes out in November? Where did it say? November. And I'm gonna try to read it before November so I could be like, yeah, I read it already. But yeah, it is a kind of a Cinderella retelling. It's the origin story of the fairy godmother, I'm pretty sure. And that sounds so super cool. And the cover is gorgeous. I don't know if this is like the final product or whatever, but I love this. I hope they keep it looking like this. But I'm very excited to read it. The concept sounds super cool, and if you want to see a really bad unboxing video, you can go to my TikTok. But yeah, thank you Bloomsbury Publishing. Keep sending me stuff. Can't wait to read this. Next, I have Ember in the Ashes by Sabaa Tahir, which I really hope I'm pronouncing correctly again, but I'm really late to the party for this one. I feel like everyone and their mother has read this already. I have owned this copy for literal years, and I just never got around to it. But again, I'm getting back into fantasy, and this one's always like brought up when people talk about fantasy for some reason, so I was like, fine, I'll read it, I'll try it out. I know that it's high fantasy set in kind of like ancient Rome inspired land or whatever, and I literally know nothing about it except that she slays. That's the only thing people would tell me when I asked them about this book. They're like, oh yeah, main character, girl boss, we love her. So I can't wait. But yeah, I've heard nothing but good things about this book for years, so I'm excited to read it. If I like it, I'll read the rest of the series and maybe I'll make a video about it. We'll see. Next, I have Roseblood by A.G. Howard. This is another book that I have had on my shelf for years. I literally remember buying this in high school. like my sophomore year and I'm about to be a senior in college. That's how long it has been. But if you can't tell by the cover, it is a Phantom of the Opera retelling, and if you know me, I'm a theater kid. I'm gonna eat this up. I'm very excited. I actually have beef with the actual Phantom of the Opera musical, but that's a story for another time. But yeah, I'm super excited for this. I'm getting more in like the spooky territory as we get closer to like Halloween, and I think this is the perfect vibes, right? Yeah. Speaking of spooky Halloween vibes, I have The Troop by Nick Cutter. I have mixed feelings about Nick Cutter. I read The Deep. I love The Deep, one of my favorite books, but then I read Little Heaven, and I didn't like Little Heaven. So I'm conflicted. People say that this is his best book, so I guess this will make or break my opinion of him. This is a extreme horror novel about a group of boys who go like on a hiking trip or something, and just shit goes down on this hiking trip. That's all I know about it. This man writes the scariest gore you can ever imagine, and I eat it up every single time. I'm so excited for this. I think this could be my main like Halloween read, so I have very high hopes for this book. I'm definitely gonna do like a spooky book recommendation video for Halloween, and this is probably gonna be on that list. This next one is technically 2 books, but I'm putting them together because they go together. Ninth House and Hellbent by Leigh Bardugo. Me and my friends tried to read this book together last year, and none of us ever finished it. And then I got the sequel in Book of the Month, and I just never read it. So I'm gonna try to read both of them this year. That is my goal. I want to finish it because I love Leigh Bardugo. I love Shadow and Bone and Six of Crows and everything. I was like, I might as well read her other work. I don't know why I couldn't get through this. I'm gonna try again. We're trying again, and then we're gonna read the sequel because I own it and I might as well read it. From what I can remember about the first one, it's this girl who goes to Yale and gets involved in like a magic cult thing. So that sounds fun. And then this is just the sequel. I assume is about the same thing, but later. But yeah, if I don't read these this year, I'm never gonna read them ever. So that's the goal. Finally, I have The Appeal by Janice Hallett. I got this book a couple months ago just because I was obsessed with the concept. It is basically a murder mystery about a theater troupe, and once again, I'm a theater kid. Of course I would pick this up. Are you kidding me? It's also told through like text messages and emails and letters instead of like, you know, like a normal book. So that's just so sick. I think that's an amazing concept. I cannot wait to read it. I love theater. Like a mystery about people doing a play? Of course I'm gonna read this. That's my life. I might do like a reading vlog of me trying to like solve the mystery as I read it. I don't know yet. I haven't decided. We'll get to that when we get to the book. So yeah, those are all 10 of the books that I'm bringing with me to college. Hopefully I can finish at least some of them. I make absolutely no promises of what order I read these books in or if I even read any of them at all, but they're coming with me. They're gonna be in my dorm room. My reading goal for the year was 40, and at the time that I'm filming this, I'm currently sitting at 25, and there's 4 months left in the year. So these better help me out. But yeah, my next video, I will be moved into my dorm, so maybe a little tour or whatever, I haven't decided yet. Thoughts and prayers to my amazing roommates who have to deal with me filming all the time. Love you guys. And I'll see you next week.